Hi, Russ Denning here with Kind Performance Physical Therapy. I'm here to talk about shoulder pain. Shoulder pain specifically either in the side, the top, or particularly the front part of your shoulder. Okay? So a lot of us endure shoulder pain at some point in our life, and it greatly affects how we reach things, how well we pick things up and put them over our head, our ability of scratching the mid part of our back, how well we can do these actions, even how well we can drive and function and work. So for most of us, when we have shoulder issues, it greatly affects our ability to function in life. And today we're going to talk about the common issues that we see with specifically anterior shoulder pain. So the shoulder issue, the shoulder complex is somewhat held captive, okay? Go ahead and turn your side to a little bit. So the shoulder complex sits on the rib cage, and depending on the dysfunctions you have through the middle part of your spine and through the anterior tissues of your chest here, it can sit either high, it can sit forward, and if it sits forward and high dynamically, meaning as you reach, it has this awkward posturing because, frankly, you might be a little tight, it tends to push and stress the structures of the rotator cuff, and that pinching of tissue leads to impingement syndromes, inflammation, and a heck of a lot of pain through these tendinous tissues through the shoulder. So this is going to be our quick fix that we find addresses many of the shoulder issues. We first need to look at how well you rotate. Okay? So to address the rotation, Kiara is going to lie on the ground here, facing that way with the knees up. Now, to look at how well the thoracic spine rotates, we have the knees up at navel height, and here we're going to cradle the head and put the other hand behind your head. And from right here, we're going to see how well she can rotate back. We're looking for the elbow to get very close to the floor with minimal compensation or lifting of the opposite leg. Okay? If you're tight, you might only be able to go halfway. So a tight individual might be able to only go here. Now, the kicker here is that tension could be in your spine, or it could be in the front part of your shoulder, namely your pec tissue. So we can look at pec length, or the length through the soft tissue with another test. So here we're going to use a foam roller by a trigger point, and she's going to put the middle of her back right on the roller here, okay? And then her head, for some of us with a lot of tightness, we might need a little pillow underneath the roller to make this test. And we're going to see how well can she touch the back of her forearms to the ground. Now, if they can touch the ground in a W position, we're doing pretty good from a flexibility part through the front part of our shoulder. If instead it's like that, and we feel like a rubber band that's going to break in the front part of our chest, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a major culprit for shoulder dysfunctions and leads to chronic stress of your rotator cuff biomechanically, okay? So this is another test. Now, if you find that either of these movements are difficult, you could just do the test over and over again to improve the flexibility of that tissue. You can also use another tool. This one's made by Skills, called the dual point peanut drill. So here, she's going to sit up. We're going to put this little guy right in the middle part of the spine. Now this is going to be a mobilizing drill for the mid-back. The knees are going to stay bent. You can see how well your head can get to the floor. For some of you that are more tight, you might need a pillow for underneath the head. Okay? So this will be a common setup. You're going to feel a lot of pressure in the middle of your back, but this can help mobilize those joints in the middle of your spine to improve how well they extend and how well they rotate. After you improve the joint mobility in the thoracic spine, we then go right back to some pec stretching. We can do the rotation stretch that we did, or you can go right back here. Now, with this dual point massager pressing on the spine, go ahead and sit right there again. Kiara can go back and forth with her arms. So we can pick quite a few drills here to improve how well the tissue glides. So she's going to have one arm overhead, one arm down, and just going to go back and forth. These are alternating arm reaches. So we can do this as well as chest flies. So bringing your hands together and then opening up. You can make a W or just open up into a T, whatever your space allows, okay? So improving on both the joint mobility in your thoracic spine and with soft tissue pliability throughout your chest, helps set your shoulder into a better slot so your rotator cuff is not so stressed. So if you follow our performance continuum, motion precedes strength. So after you improve how well the tissue moves and tissue glides, it's now that we have an opportunity to get stronger. And this is where we introduce our rotator cuff strengthening drills. So a common home product is these type of tubing exercises. So go ahead and stand on up. So here you can hook this up to a door, you can pin it somewhere in your house, and we're gonna work on a rotator cuff exercise for her left arm. She's gonna face you, and I'm gonna be the resistance here, but this will be more or less anchored somewhere in your house. And we're gonna rotate it out while keeping the elbow directly underneath the shoulder. And she's gonna go slowly back and forth. Whenever you do any stabilizing exercise, it is critical to go slow. A good set with any stabilizing exercise lasts between 30 to 60 seconds, sometimes even 90 seconds. If it doesn't last that long, it will not stimulate growth in that stamina tissue. Let me say it another way. The stabilizing tissue through our body is meant to have stamina. It's meant to have repeat bouts of stress and be okay with it. That means when we stress it with a light intensity, slowly and repetitively to near exhaustion. When we do this, we help stimulate better growth in the rotator cuff itself, and that strengthening response then allows us to do more general foundational strength training that is next up in our continuum. Go ahead, have a seat. We find these drills by working on how well you improve your thoracic spine, how well you improve the soft tissue length through the front part of your chest, and how well you activate and control the stabilizing tissue through your cuff to be essential for good, bulletproof shoulder health. And this can help both reduce, minimize a lot of pain syndromes that we find in the shoulder, as well as rehab you after a significant injury or a surgery. Now, we have a lot more customizations to this program. If you wish to learn more, we can help you both live sessions in the clinic as well as virtually. So feel free to connect with us further at keimperformance.com. Have a great day. Thank you.